I think we were 5 and 6 at the end of the first month. Behind the 8 ball again. We couldn't pick it up through November, and then played some really great hockey from end of November, beginning of December until the trade deadline. We really did. Obviously, at that point, this is clearly not one thing I'm going to give them the whole season, but whatever. And then at that point, the organization had to make some decisions with guys whose contracts were up, and our play dropped off after that. Our record, we were able to survive, especially for the first little while, but our play dropped off. From that point on, it just was going to between losing the guys we traded away and Nesty and Falker being hurt. That's 5 very important players to us at that point, and our overall game, really suffered at that point.
But here we are in April. We're in April again. We're still talking about October, which has kind of become a recurring theme.
Well,
what can you do? What can you do differently, or what can you try to do differently over the summer going into training camp to get off to a better start?
Yeah, October. Those games, I can't remember them all, obviously, in detail right this minute, but we lost a couple. Then we went out to L.A., San Jose, played 2 great games. I remember that. Great, maybe the wrong word because you didn't win them, but we outplayed both of those teams in their buildings in that month and got 0 to show for it. Then we went to Detroit, beat them. So I'm not sure that we were playing poorly in October, as much as the result was 5 and 6. I'd rather be somewhere above that line. So 2 years ago, and this October was very different. I wouldn't compare the two. 2 years ago, we were very much learning as we were playing that first month, and it showed in our play until the last week of April. We got October, where we got a couple points. We weren't really close. Then you saw at the end of the month we were playing some good games on the road. It was a big difference. So I don't think the Octobers are really comparable in that regard.
Going into this season, most of kind of the pundits really didn't give this team a chance, would have had them near the bottom. Were you guys able to use that as kind of a motivating factor and a driving force throughout this season?
I don't think so.
On the flip side of that, people are already saying going into next year, this is a team to watch out for. You're looking to make the playoffs too. You got a lot of young guys looking to make their first trip there. What needs to happen this off season to really make that next step forward?
Well, the pundit question, who predicts what, is not going to go far with me. For the young guys, it's important. The summer's going to be important. They're going to learn. We have a lot of guys early in their careers with, 3 defensemen who played a ton for us. This was their first year. We can try to help them, players, staff, management. They're going to learn what it takes year over year. It's just not going to happen overnight as much as you try to help guys. After today, guys are on their own. They're professionals now. They're grown men. And they got to do what they do in the summer. Hopefully everybody spends tons of time training, comes in ready to go, and builds on this year. History suggests that for rookie players, the follow-up year is always difficult. And you do everything you can to make that less of the case, and they got to take ownership of that as well. But it's not just those defensemen, but I'm using them because obviously I'm a little bit closer to them. Talking with all of them day to day, so there's a lot that goes into it.
Are you weary of the sophomore slump, or are you as enthusiastic?
Well, it's not my, I wouldn't say I'm weary about it, but as a
He's another big body.
in the fall, we'll do everything we can to make sure we're continuing on. All 3 of those guys did a great job. They're all different in the way they play. They're all, I think, have bright futures ahead, long careers. But it's important that they use the summer to improve and come ready to go. And if things do become harder next year, we'll all be here, players, staff, to support them and keep them on that track, because they're all going to trend upwards here in the next, I hope, decade for this organization, and really carry this team going forward.